Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that resonates deeply with many of us: the pursuit of success. But before we dive into that, if you find value in our discussions, your support would be invaluable. So hit that like button, subscribe, and join our community of lifelong learners. As we navigate through life, we often find ourselves yearning for success, that elusive state of achievement and fulfillment. But have you ever paused to consider what true success really means? Renowned philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who also served as the Roman emperor, had some profound insights on this subject. His words, penned in his personal journal, offer a unique perspective that can guide us in our own journeys. So let's delve into the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and explore what he had to say about success. At first glance, his ideas might seem at odds with the common perception of success. For instance, Aurelius held the belief that you shouldn't desire to be successful. This might appear counterintuitive in a world where ambition is often celebrated. However, when we dig deeper into his philosophy, we uncover a different kind of success, one that is not solely dependent on external achievements. Imagine a life where success isn't measured by material possessions, social status, or even professional accomplishments. Instead, picture a life where success is defined by your character, your choices, and your inner peace. Aurelius encouraged individuals to cultivate inner strength and wisdom, rather than solely pursuing external accolades. He proposed that by focusing on our internal growth and aligning our actions with our values, we pave the way for a more authentic and fulfilling life. But how do we actually put these ideas into practice? One of Aurelius's key teachings was the importance of focusing on what we can control. He famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." In other words, our ability to influence outcomes begins and ends with our thoughts and actions. By concentrating our energy on what we can control, such as our mindset and daily choices, we free ourselves from the anxieties of things beyond our grasp. Think about the times when you've worried about factors that were completely out of your control. Perhaps you've fretted over the actions of others or the unpredictability of the future. Aurelius would remind us that dwelling on these things is not only unproductive, but also a source of unnecessary stress. Instead, he urged us to channel our energy into what we can influence, knowing that this is where our true power lies. Marcus Aurelius also had some powerful words to share about dealing with setbacks and failures. He believed that obstacles are not roadblocks, but rather stepping stones on our path to success. According to Aurelius, it's not what happens to us that determines our success, but rather how we respond to those events. He saw failures and setbacks as valuable learning experiences that shape our resilience and wisdom. Reflect on a time when you faced a significant setback or failure. At the moment, it might have felt like a stumbling block, casting doubts on your abilities and your future prospects. But with time, did you gain a new perspective? Did you discover hidden strengths within yourself? Aurelius would encourage you to embrace these challenges, recognizing that they hold the potential to make you stronger and wiser. He offered guidance on how to deal with envy and jealousy, emotions that can often derail our journey towards success. Aurelius wisely observed, "When you are free from the fear of losing, you won't even need to try to win." This statement invites us to examine our motivations and intentions. Are we driven by a genuine passion for what we do, or are we primarily concerned with external perceptions and comparisons? Consider the times when you felt envious of someone else's success or possessions. What underlying fears or insecurities were at play? Was it a fear of being inadequate or a worry about your own achievements? Aurelius suggests that by confronting these emotions and understanding their roots, we can release ourselves from their grip and redirect our energy towards more constructive pursuits. In the realm of relationships, Aurelius had some enlightening words to share about showing respect to others. He noted, "You could stop being an annoyance if you choose not to look down on people." This quote highlights the importance of empathy and understanding in our interactions with others. Reflect on a time when you might have looked down on someone, perhaps because of their social status, profession, or beliefs. Can you recall how that attitude affected the relationship and the overall interaction? Aurelius reminds us that by adopting a humble and respectful approach, we foster better connections and create a more positive environment for ourselves and those around us. Moreover, Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the significance of accepting what is, instead of trying to control every outcome. He once wrote, "The key is to put your house in order first, and cease worrying about the whole universe." In other words, he suggested that we begin by organizing and improving our own lives before attempting to influence the world around us. Think about the times when you've tried to control situations or people beyond your sphere of influence. How did it make you feel when things didn't go as planned? Aurelius encourages us to focus on what we can directly impact, knowing that by doing so, we create a more peaceful and focused existence. While Marcus Aurelius's ideas might challenge conventional notions of success, they hold immense power in transforming our perspective on life and achievement. By internalizing these teachings and applying them to our daily lives, we can embark on a journey toward a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. But here's the most important part. It's not enough to merely listen to these wise words. We must take action. Let's turn these teachings into a roadmap for success in our lives. So, let's begin by decluttering our minds. Just as a cluttered room can hinder our productivity, a cluttered mind can impede our clarity. Take some time for introspection. What thoughts or worries are constantly circling in your mind? By bringing these thoughts to the surface, you can start to untangle them and see them in a new light. For instance, you may realize that many of your concerns are based on unfounded assumptions. You might have been holding on to thoughts like "what if," which can lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety. Once you identify these thought patterns, you can start to challenge their validity. Ask yourself, is there any factual basis for this thought, or is it just a figment of my imagination? By questioning your thoughts, you gain the power to choose which ones to entertain and which ones to discard. Next, let's shift our focus to what we can control. This is a powerful concept that Aurelius often emphasized, urging us to direct our energy toward what is within our sphere of influence. Start by making a list of the things you can control and the things you cannot. You'll likely find that the list of things you can control is much shorter and more manageable. This exercise can serve as a reminder to focus your efforts on what you can directly impact, such as your actions, attitude, and reactions. Let's move on to embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. This is a perspective that Aurelius championed, encouraging us to view setbacks not as obstacles, but as chances to learn and evolve. Whenever you face a challenge, ask yourself, how can I grow from this experience? Can I learn something valuable or become more resilient? By reframing challenges in this way, you'll be able to approach them with a sense of curiosity and resilience. For example, if you're facing financial difficulties, you might ask yourself how you can use this situation to develop better money management skills or explore new income streams. Similarly, if you encounter relationship issues, you could view them as opportunities to improve your communication and empathy skills. As we come to the end of our exploration of Marcus Aurelius's ideas on success, it's essential to remember that his teachings offer a unique lens through which to view life's complexities. Success, as defined by Aurelius, is not just about external achievements, but encompasses our character, relationships, and how we navigate challenges. By integrating his teachings into our lives, we can strive to become better versions of ourselves, while also contributing positively to the world around us. The journey toward this kind of success is ongoing and deeply personal. It requires constant self-awareness, reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. But, as Marcus Aurelius himself said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So let's cultivate those thoughts. Let's focus on what we can control, accept what we cannot, show respect to others, and find joy in the present moment. And remember, this journey is not one we have to undertake alone. As we continue to learn and grow, let's share our insights and experiences with others. Together, we can form a community of individuals striving for excellence. Not in the conventional sense, but in the truest form that enriches our lives and touches the lives of those around us. I want to thank you all for joining me today as we delved into the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. If you found this discussion meaningful, please consider subscribing for more content that inspires and uplifts. Your support is invaluable and helps us continue sharing these insightful discussions. Have a wonderful day.